What's up, Jaleel?
What is going on, brother?
Oh yeah, you sound good. You sound good now. This is my brother-in-law, Dre. And before you got on, Jaleel, I just want you to know Jaleel's gone.
Yeah, where'd he go? Where'd he go? What?
Jaleel, where'd you go?
Hold on. Everybody gotta calm down. Everybody gotta calm down. Jaleel,
Wait, what's happening? What's happening right now?
I know what's happening. Jaleel is old, and he doesn't know how to Zoom.
Boom.
There's Jaleel.
There you go.
Jaleel.
You take your Teddy Riley jokes and you shove them up your ass. You took your Teddy.
Oh shit! Unfortunately, I don't have to do any Teddy Riley jokes. You're fucking doing them for me, Jaleel. You are doing Teddy and the guy that was standing next to him. You are a fusion of the two guys.
And he's gonna eat a fucking sandwich too.
Eating a goddamn delicious sandwich. What is that? Chicken salad with walnuts, motherfucker? That is delicious.
That lettuce sounded like it was out of the garden, like straight out of the garden.
That shit looked like an advertisement coming to life.
Oh, you guys are still eating food from the grocery store?
Yeah.
Damn. God damn it, Jaleel. What are you doing? Jaleel, stop touching shit. Stop touching shit, Jaleel. You know you're successful. You know you're successful when you have a Joe Biden butler statue behind you serving you sandwiches.
You leave Walter alone.
Show everybody Walter, please.
I ain't fucking with. Leave Walter alone. My daughter hates Walter. Everybody fucks with Walter. Walter been with me longer than all you motherfuckers.
Jaleel, your chin hair is great. Show him. Show everybody Walter.
Where the fuck is Walter?
Right there. Now move your head. Move your head. There he is.
You guys are obnoxious. No.
We're obnoxious?
Obnoxious.
You're obnoxious.
Talking about Walter. You leave Walter alone. He didn't say anything to you.
Jaleel, you're amazing, man. Thank you for being on the pod.
Dog, it's my pleasure, dude.
Come on, man.
You're friends with my boy King Batch.
Oh, I love Batch, man. And you're an inspiration. You're the reason why we're doing what we do, man. You were at the forefront. You came with it hot, and you're still doing it to this day. You've just always been that dude, man. So I appreciate you and everything that you've done for the culture as well.
Thank you, boss man.
Yeah, for real, man.
Sir. Yes, sir.
It's always cool to see someone getting old as me, Dre. Here's the thing about Dre. Dre is older than both of us, all right? But yeah, he looks younger all the time. The whole myth about black don't crack is a very true statement.
I exfoliate.
Fuck you, bro. No, you don't. He's been using the same shower towel for about 30 years. There's no extra meds. There's no extra soaps or cleansers. It's just
I wash my ass and my face with the same soap.
Oh God! Whoa.
Yeah. We gotta, he's eating, Dre. He's eating. But it is good to see that you finally got gray hair on your chin, and I'm glad to see. Welcome to the club, old man.
Yeah, man.
How is it embracing this next stage in your life, man? How old is your kid now?
My daughter's 11.
Isn't that great?
She's going into 6th grade. I think it would have been a lot easier without COVID. It really has been a huge disruptor in all of our lives.
Yeah.
This whole Zoom school stuff, and I just got together. As a matter of fact, I was able to throw her a birthday party. And women are so funny. Women do not give a shit about COVID when it comes to important moments in their life.
Yeah.
That's
so
true.
Birthdays, weddings,
Yep.
having a baby.
Yep.
Hair appointment.
Any of that kind of stuff. They ain't trying to hear about no COVID being in the way. No excuse.
No.
My daughter's attitude was, Dad, what are we doing for my birthday?
Yeah.
Baby, a lot of stuff might be closed. I know, Dad, but you're going to figure it out. So you just let me know what we're doing for my birthday.
Yeah. That is so damn true, man.
Risk it all. We're gonna risk it all.
Bro, I'm single now. Looks like I'm losing my woman too. Everything. Like, it's just crazy.
So funny.
The whole shit just went up in smoke, and whole shit just went up in smoke, bro.
Yeah, man.
But I'm confident we can build it back.
Wait, so you're single now, Jaleel?
I am single as fuck, like with the big AF.
Yes. And your daughter's 11. So I'm gonna tell you this, man. You have about one more year, maybe 2, and every woman is gonna be out of your life. It's gonna be a clean slate. Your mom's gone. Whoever you were with before your daughter, she's gone, and your daughter about to fucking leave, bro.
So check it out. I'm working on some shit. I'm trying to get down to Brazil, and if I can get down there in time, it's not gonna go the way you're saying. It's not gonna go.
Oh man, these kids though, I'm telling you, man, they grow up so fast, and it's a painful thing to deal with. Dre had to deal with it when AJ turned 13. I had to deal with it when my son turned 12. It was done. And it's a new chapter in your life, man. It's something really hard to get used to. And, you know, you always hear from the older parents, and I hate always preaching shit that old people used to say to me, like, they grow up fast and they come back. But it's true though, right, Dre? They do come back. But
it's super, super annoying, right? Because they leave, but they always ask for money.
Oh yeah.
But don't ask me for shit though.
Don't ask for shit.
Oh yeah. No, I can already see that coming. This little Apple Pay thing is real slick, but it's real slick how it works.
Real slick.
It's on their phone, but it comes from your account. It's a real slick thing.
Dude, you know what the most annoying shit is when my son gets chicken wings delivered to the house, and I'm like, this motherfucker, where'd you get that? He's like, I postmated it. I'm like, we postmated that.
We postmated it. There you go.
Postmated that.
Yeah.
You need to tell who else pays for that goddamn Postmate, and at least offer me some fucking wings. How's that?
What about when you get the lift receipts? You get lift receipts in your email.
Bro. My God, you know how many,
where the fuck are you going?
Yeah, you know how many places I have gone in this town that I didn't even go to.
Now, see, that one I'm on board with. I love the idea of my daughter having all access to Lyft and Uber paid for by me. Because think about how empowering that is for a woman. First of all, I don't ever want her to feel trapped with a guy anywhere.
Yes.
If this guy starts getting on your nerves, press the freaking button, bring your ass home, take your ass out of there. So that's one is awesome.
That's right. That's right.
2, it's also kind of cool because without being like, a full-on tracker, you get to know where your kids are going.
Very true.
So that's another thing that's kind of cool. The other thing is there's no excuse anymore for drunk driving. Like, no excuse.
Yeah. No excuse.
If you get popped drunk driving and you've got these apps on your phone, and I will tell my daughter that, like, literally, like, that's just the one I can't even put up with. Because all you had to do, baby, was leave the car on the side of the road and call one of these bad boys, and you were good.
For sure.
I'm gonna take it a step further, Jaleel. And this is my parenting, and I don't know if you guys will agree with this, but I've learned to
I like disagreeing with people's parenting. Let's go.
Yeah. I remember when I was a teenager, my son's age, and I remember, drinking the 40 ounces and getting fucked up, and then not telling my mom, and then getting in the car, and we're all fucked up driving home. And yes, we have the option of getting Uber now. Like my son, I know my son's going to do it. I have accepted the fact that that's going to happen, and I'd rather him call me than get into an Uber. And let me tell you why. And this is my agreement with my son that I told him. I go, look, bro, you get fucked up, you don't have to hide it from me. I would be more happy that you called me and said, Dad, come get me. I'll come get you. Because one, I don't want you to pass out in an Uber. I don't know who that driver is. I don't know who's in that Uber. I don't know who's driving it. If you pass out, I don't want him robbing you and just dumping you somewhere you don't remember. I'd rather
see that side of it.
Drop you. And then I promised him, I won't say shit the next day, bro. I'm just happy you're home. And I feel like, because now I've been hearing some of these, like, I don't want to shit on Uber or anything like that, but there's some bad seeds out there, man.
Listen, if you catch an Uber in Medellin, Colombia, it's a different experience. I've done that. I'm sorry, was that too fast forward?
No, man, you're on fire right now.
I don't think you catch an Uber in Colombia. I think it catches you.
Yeah, yeah.
I was caught. I'm serious. I landed in Medellin, and then my buddy texts me and he says, "Hey, Uber's not really allowed at the airport. So when your driver shows up, just give him a hug." I'm like, "What the fuck? Like, hey man, like, I could have had a car service pick me up. I don't have to deal with this kind of crap, man. What are you doing?"
Yeah.
And he's like, no, just trust me. It's cool. Just give him a hug. So the driver gets out, and the driver like knew, and he gives me a hug. And I'm like, all right. And I throw my stuff in the back, and then he could tell I was American, so he tried to impress me, and he pulled out some old dirt weed. And luckily I had my rosin pen on me. So I was like, I don't really need to smoke yours, but I'll smoke with you. And I reached into my bag and I got it. So now we're smoking and riding, and all of a sudden, whoop, 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 got pulled over. Fucking bike cop in Colombia. And I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, wait a minute, right? So then he starts kind of like trying to stash the weed away, and I just have a pen. You know, it's a rosin pen, it's cannabis, but it's like still, it's not the same thing. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Cops look right in the back. They see all my luggage. They start talking to him in mad Spanish. I'm like, I went up to Spanish 2. So this was like Spanish 4, right? And so it was like, I couldn't understand. They're shining an eye light on me. They have him get out of the car and they start patting him down. You know, they treat you different in another country. It was just like, they start patting him down. And then they found the weed. It was like, oh man. So then they really started, I could tell, just like barking at him tough. And I'm like, yo, I'm not really with this guy, but I can't say he's my Uber. I can't say that.
No.
So anyway, dude comes around on my side of the car and he's like, yo, you get out of the car. And I'm like, oh shit, oh my gosh, I have my pen on me though. So I'm like, am I really about to get popped for fucking weed in Colombia? Like this is
with a vape pen. Like
right,
let's even worse.
There's a punchline. So this is great. So he pats me up and down. He checks my balls. He checks my pockets. All this stuff. And then he pulls out the pen himself and he looks at me and he goes, "Tobacco?" It's like, yes, brother. Yes,
tobacco.
I am a heavy smoker. Tobacco. I'm a man, homeboy.
Yeah.
Bottom line, he did let us go. He threw away my man's dirt weed. He sent us on our way. But no, Uber is not the same in every country.
No, man. Here's another thing, Jaleel, and I'm going to say this from the bottom of my heart, okay? We have worked so hard to get to where we're at, okay?
Oh, yeah.
And we're at a level of success that you don't need to get a hookup Uber in a goddamn country, bro. What the fuck are you doing? Who the fuck are you? You're an iconic fucking actor, goddammit. Everyone recognizes you when you walk in the goddamn fucking airport, no matter what part of the country you're in. Are you fucking kidding me? You gotta give a hug for a fucking Uber ride? What is wrong with you, Jaleel?
I told you my goofball ass friend set me up and he made it seem like it was damn near black service down there and it was easy. But it wasn't. This shit was janky, you know. You know, first of all,
Jaleel, hold on, Jaleel. No, I'm not gonna fall for this shit.
I'll let you go in on me.
But now you realize that this shit was janky. You should have known it was janky when the dude said, "Pay him with a hug, motherfucker." Are you kidding me? Pay him with a hug, and you were like, "Ooh, what a hookup!" Like, what the fuck, bro? You're Jaleel. Yeah, you have a white butler statue in the corner of your house.
I know.
You're eating a chicken salad sandwich with a whole wheat bun with oats on the top, motherfucker.
Yeah.
You need a hookup?
Yeah. You're right. I can't.
You're a real son of a bitch.
Yeah. Hey man, when I'm fried, I'm fried. You just fried me. I'm fried.
God damn it, man. That is the last time I hear you pull something like that. That's the last time.
All right.
It's
a good story, though.
It is a great story. It's a good story. Yes. That's chapter 8.
Let's
go to jail, didn't?
Let's go to jail. Did go to jail.
They go to jail. Did you go to jail? Nope.
Yeah.
All good.
The name of the chapter, I Love Nicotine. That's all. I love nicotine. Bro, this is the one thing. I hate hookups for the very reason that a hookup means you owe. That's what that means.
No, that's wisdom.
Hookup is just credit. If you do a hookup, if you go to a restaurant, if you go to a restaurant, they're like, oh my God, Jaleel, I love your work. My God, hey, this meal, it's on us. Everything. Order whatever you want.
That hook you up.
Bro, you owe them everything.
Yeah.
Damn, they're going to be on the set with you, your next TV show. Can I sit in the director's chair? Like, dude, I learned that the hard way, but I learned it fast when I was coming up through the improv game. You know, I was going to like restaurants. People would hit me up on Twitter. Yo, come through. And I'd eat. And then all of a sudden, can we get 19 tickets? I'm like, motherfucker, I just paid for the meal. I just paid for the meal and then some. Like,
you pay for everybody's meal.
Yeah. Now you owe me money. Like, this is over the food now. Like, so I now it's just like, I'm done. Like, I feel bad. Like, people get mad. But I always say, this is what I always say. I'm like, yo, look, I'm going to pay because I want to support local businesses and I want to support you. So let me pay. I always refuse the hookup for that very reason. If someone
I respect that.
Right? And I don't want someone to be like, hey, man, Joe, I'm going to feed you. Just hug me. Just hug me. And then in my head, I'm like, you know what? Jaleel did it. I'm going to do it. Now
it ain't gonna work out for you like it did for me. Go work out for me.
That's awesome, man. How's your daughter, man, going through this COVID? My son had to celebrate his 17th birthday. AJ, I believe, celebrated as well, right, Trey?
Yeah, it's her 21st.
Yeah,
COVID.
AJ.
Imagine that. Your 21st birthday.
Yeah.
That sucks. Like there's so many almost rites of passage that are just being skipped over, from graduations to special trips. She's supposed to go to this big Catalina trip with her 6th grade class.
Aww.
They were all looking forward to it. You literally know about it from the time you're in 1st and 2nd grade at her school.
Oh man.
And then they don't get it.
Yeah.
I'm almost praying that it clears up, because if it does by spring, I'm one of those parents, and I'm like, hey, can we just take a collection or whatever and make sure these kids get to Catalina this year for that?
Yeah.
But overall, the kids have really just missed each other.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing that all these protocols might not be taken into account is, I'd rather my kid get tested for freaking COVID every 2 days, as long as she can be with her friends and the ones that are safe. And I think they would buy into that. I just shot a film, as a matter of fact, down in Georgia, and I had to be tested every other day. Very, very annoying. You show up, they're trying to get your bagel in the morning, and you look over to the right and you see a freaking dude in a hazmat suit, like, hey, good morning, Mr. White. And it's a shitty feeling, but you get used to it. And she's actually been stronger than me in a lot of ways, to be quite honest. She really, really has. She's just been understanding, and I'm lucky, man. Like, not everybody gets a kid with acumen. Like, my daughter's capable.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? My daughter I could tell at an early age that she was put on this earth to be quicker, faster, and better than me in every way. I just had to serve her.
Yeah.
That's beautiful, man.
For sure.
Joe, in this new reality, I'm going to talk about online therapy with BetterHelp. Yeah.
We all need that. We're in a time where a lot of people are in their heads right now. It's a hard time for a lot of people, and the best way to get help is to talk to someone, and not a lot of us have someone to talk to. So I do love this new sponsor. Why don't you tell them about it?
Well, it's great. They're BetterHelp. They will assess your needs and match you with your own licensed professional therapist. You can start communicating in under 48 hours. It's not a crisis line. It's not self-help. It's professional counseling done securely online.
Yes.
Just great, because, everything's really got to be online these days, and they're already set up for it. There's a broad range of expertise available, which may or may not be locally available to you in many areas. The service is available for clients worldwide.
Yes, and what's also crazy is I get therapy. You know what I mean? Everyone,
me too.
And I strongly preach it all the time. Sometimes you can't talk to your best friend, you can't talk to your girlfriend, you can't talk to a family member. You need to talk to someone that's not gonna show bias.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Independent observer.
You need someone to just be on the outside, hear your story, and then give a nice, beautiful, objective suggestion. And one thing that annoys me is when you're having these type of issues or these type of thoughts, that long drive there or waiting in the lobby.
Yes.
Like
that's
sometimes
what I love
kind
the
of
best about
depression.
BetterHelp.
And that's why, like, sometimes, like, when I'm going through that, sometimes I turn around and I'm like, I ain't got time for this. The cool thing about this is you can log right on and get right to it.
You can message your therapist anytime. You can be like, I need to get this off my chest, and just pull it out. Just log in, and in the middle of the night, you got to say your thing. You say it, and you can set it up for your next session. It's great. You'll get timely and thoughtful responses. Plus, you can schedule weekly video or phone sessions, so you won't ever have to wait in that uncomfortable in that waiting room. BetterHelp is committed to facilitating great therapeutic matches, so they make it easy and free to change counselors if needed, which is obviously super important. You need that really good match, with a really good counselor. And it's more affordable than traditional offline counseling, and financial aid is available. BetterHelp wants you to start living a happier life today. And you can visit betterhelp.com/koypond. That's BetterHelp, HELP/koypond, and join the over 1 million people taking charge of their mental health with the help of an experienced professional.
Do it, you guys. Nothing better than a healthy mind. It's the most important thing.
Yep.
Be healthy. Help yourself, and BetterHelp is there to help you.
Yep. And in fact, it's working so well that they are actually recruiting additional counselors in all 50 states. And there's a special offer for the Koy Pond listeners. They get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/koypond.
Nice.
Joe, as folks adapt to this changing world, we're all going to be buying more stuff online than ever before. And if you're an e-commerce seller, you got to be ready for the demands to meet the new delivery culture that we're in. And you can be ready with ShipStation.
ShipStation takes care of everything. No more long walks to the post office. No more waiting for. This is a do-it-yourself type situation when it comes to mailing stuff.
When you're selling online, getting a lot of orders out fast can be tough, and that's why you got to use ShipStation. How do you keep track of who gets what? Which shipping carrier should you use? Are you getting the best rates? ShipStation settles all that stuff for you. It is the fastest, easiest, and most affordable way to manage and ship your orders. Just a few clicks and you'll be managing your orders, printing out labels, and getting your product to happy customers. ShipStation makes it easy.
ShipStation is the only station. You guys use it. I do. You're going to love it.
ShipStation helps online sellers of any size get orders out quickly, save money on shipping costs, and keep customers happy no matter what you're selling. Amazon, Etsy, your own website. ShipStation brings all your orders into one simple interface, making them really easy to manage from any device, even your cell phone. You can just pull out your cell phone. You can check your inventories. You can check your orders. ShipStation works with all of the major carriers, including UPS, FedEx, the United States Postal Service, Amazon Fulfillment, so you can compare and choose the best shipping solution for you and your customer. They even offer big discounts on shipping costs. Now, any business can access the same postage discounts that are usually reserved for large Fortune 500 companies. You'll always know that you're getting the best deal, which is why it's no wonder that ShipStation is the #1 choice of online sellers. You'll ship more in less time with the best rates available. Now,
ShipStation, everyone. ShipStation. You want your business to blow up? Use ShipStation. Guaranteed satisfaction.
They got that code for you. Right now, the Koy Pond listeners can try ShipStation free for 60 days when you use offer code
Koy Pond, KOYPOND, you guys.
Yep. Just go to ShipStation.com, then enter the offer code Koy Pond. ShipStation.com. Make ship happen.
It's always cool to see our kids succeed us.
Yeah. Oh, for sure, man.
And it's the only time where you're not jealous.
Mm.
If you see your peers do something better, you're like, man, this motherfucker. And then you work harder. You work harder at it. But for some reason, I don't mean in a hateful way. If I see, I've had a lot of comics that I came up with blow up, and it just made me work harder, and I love that. Right. But there's that competition. But when you see your kids succeed, you just be like, yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
No,
yes.
That's the whole point.
Yes.
I don't understand people who have children for any other reason than to make a better version of themselves.
Better than us, yeah, for sure.
Yes.
For sure, man.
It's such a beautiful thing. Andre, Jaleel, and the reason why I'm telling you this is because I know Jaleel is a huge basketball fan, and all that. Jaleel plays ball.
Oh, yeah, I am.
I remember back in the day, bro. I know how good you are. But here's the thing about Andre. Andre played college ball, right?
Mm-hmm.
So and he was also the star player at our in high school. And the motherfucker, motherfucker was just like a dick in high school. Okay,
I don't know why he makes this face, man. Every time he says this once a month, and every time he says it, it's kind of this like sour lemon face. It's weird. It's really weird. But
yeah, because it's fucking true. It's true.
Carry on.
Hey, man, jealousy's a big thing with this guy. It's a thing.
Yeah. Oh, I hate him. I told myself, Jaleel, in high school, I'm gonna succeed past this motherfucker. He had a high top fade. Good-looking guy, you know what I mean? Star basketball player. You know, he always had the new fucking Air Force Ones. You know what I mean? He was dunking and shit in high school. What were you guys? We were ranked. What was Foss ranked in high school?
We were 1 in the state, like 12 in the nation. Yeah.
12 in the nation, bro. We were dope, man.
What school was this?
Henry Foss High School. We all went there. My sister, him, and I. We've been together for
Where is that?
fucking years.
I see the confusion. It's in Tacoma, Washington.
Oh, okay. You talking about Washington? I mean, I'm from Cali, so you start spitting out high schools. I'm like, hey,
Yeah.
man, you gotta.
Yeah.
I ain't never heard of that one.
The reason why I'm telling you this long-winded story is because AJ is amazing, man. Two knee injuries and 3 scholarships, and she's been getting scholarships all through high school, and then she finally landed in Northern Arizona. Yeah. Where she plays ball. And it's just like to see the joy in Andre's face when the daughter gets a college scholarship and playing, and then seeing Andre become like a girls' high school coach. You know what I mean? Like it's really hold on, I want to tell this story real quick because and just seeing like footage of the game-winning shot by her team and seeing Andre in his fucking shitty suit. By the way, it was a shitty suit. Running across the court and screaming and cheering. It is just the most beautiful thing to see because no, I'm being serious because you are a father and you're just enjoying that moment with your daughter. And it's like you were in college, you know what I mean? And now you're seeing your daughter do it. And like, you're just, it's I don't know. It's a long thing, but it's just like, and just seeing with my son now at 17 and him just dabbling with music and just being creative and tapping into that thing that I know he's going to use later on in life. And it's just seeing that morphing stage of him becoming himself. And it's just like, sometimes I'll hear him making beats in the room and I'm just standing on the outside like, yo, this is so dope. I don't want to mess with him, but I'm just like, yes, like I'm so proud of that happening, them being creative and your daughter doing that. And then your daughter, you know, it's about to happen, right? It's at that 11, 12 is when they start making that decision. So I can't wait to see what happens with you, Jaleel. It's going to be dope.
It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting.
It's super dope because I'm glad you brought that up, but that's where I ran into Jaleel when I was coaching and his daughter was playing.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And yes. I don't know if you remember that. Do you remember that? And,
no, he doesn't remember. Hold on. No, he doesn't remember. He doesn't remember.
Hey, shut up, man.
No, he doesn't remember. Hey, Jaleel. Hey, Dre, did you hug him? Did you hug him?
God damn it. I forgot. I didn't know.
Yeah. If you didn't hug him, the motherfucker won't remember.
What gym was it?
Linwood High School.
Yes. So I do remember. I know exactly where it was because I was there with Candace Parker too. So you go to hell.
Well, so the funny thing is I had this kid on my team, right? And she runs up to me after I talked to him. She runs up to me and goes, that's that guy. You know from the TV show. And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. And I keep walking and she goes, no, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? It's that guy. I was like, I don't know. And then finally I was like, he played that character. And I was like, yeah, Steve Urkel. She goes, yeah. So then she runs up to him and I walked away. She runs up to him and goes, hey, you're Steve Urkel. He's like, no, I played Steve Urkel in a TV show. And then he goes, how'd you recognize me anyway? You know what I mean? Because it's like 30 years later. You know what I mean? So he's
it's not that necessary. I ask that sometimes because they all get it from different places.
Yeah.
So sometimes they get it from cable, but lately in particular, a lot of people have just really been finding the show heavily on Hulu. And that helps me financially terrifically. So I love that.
Yeah.
I love that you embrace that because one thing it is annoying. You know what I mean? But it's also like a catch-22 because I have to deal with it as well because of my old bits. You know what I mean? I'll have old bits, and it's just like, yo, my guy. It's like my son's 17 now, and you're yelling out a bit when he was 2 years old at my show. Like, I'm not gonna do that bit, but it's also the bit that they fell in love with you with. And it's not. I'm not saying what you did was a bit, but it's like it's such an iconic character. It's like we all love that dude. You know what I mean? And what you did was amazing. And look where you're at now. You're living off of that shit. It's but you're an amazing actor, and it's like. I love everything else you've done as well, man. Yeah. Like, this movie that you just shot, was it a movie or a TV show?
No, it's a film. It's actually a Christian film. I mean, I work all year long. I'm always doing about 4 or 5 movies a year. I play a detective on Lifetime twice a year.
Humble brag.
Humble brag, yeah.
Humble brag. Humble brag. Well, I didn't even ask for that information. I didn't even ask for that information. I just asked about the film that you just shot, but you had to throw it in there, man. Hey, I work all the time, bro. Yeah. 4 or 5 movies. I got scripts waiting for me to just look at, and I'm like,
this is the danger of engaging with a comic. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be sincere here, say I'm grateful and whatnot, because the game has changed. The game has changed. You know, when you were in the 90s or even in the early 2000s, you know, you almost wanted to. It was about just specifically the quality and who you worked with and, what's the release date and, keeping the mystery of what it is to be an actor. And now it's completely the opposite. It's, it's literally, it's work by dynamite. You do 5-10 projects in a year. And if people are going to notice you for 1 or 2 projects out of that 10, and so everybody's always coming up to you for something different. I had somebody come up to me the other day on the streets and was like, "Oh my God, I really enjoyed you on 25 words or less." You know what I'm saying? Somebody else comes up to me and a kid is like, "I loved you on, I have a buddy of mine, Adam Ray. I don't know if you know Adam Ray. He's a comic. He's a comic. And Adam's nieces, who he just worships, they love me in The Big Show on Netflix. They weren't talking about nothing Family Matters. Just like, that's Terry from The Big Show. And so it's just like everything is so fragmented, the fanfare that it's like when people know you for one thing, they're like, what? They know you for something else. And I'm like, yeah. Right. The flight attendants call me Stefan and they like Dancing with the Stars. Like, it's
Hey, man, no one liked you from Dancing with the Stars. Fuck you. You threw that in there, goddammit. Not one person. Not one. No, I loved you on that. I did. I loved you on that. I did.
Well, flight attendants like me from Dancing.
You're the best, man. What is like after this? What is next for you? Like what do you want to do? Do you really want to go back in? Do you want to like start creating and get behind the scenes now? Do you want to start shooting? Like what is it? Because there's got to be a challenge. In like right now with COVID, I've done so many things that have nothing to do with stand-up. I've been investing. I've been on the other side of business. Like I would have never done this if we would have continued with this damn tour that I was on and stayed in the stand-up game. But now I'm like thinking of other ideas and investing and it's been kind of crazy. So listen, what is it that you're thinking about doing?
For me, at my age, COVID feels like halftime. I feel like we are down by 20. We are in the locker room. And when we come out of this thing, there's no holding back. It's like, I want to do bucket list stuff only. I'm building a brand that I'll probably talk about more in Q1. And we're going to be friends anyway. Like I said, we have so many mutual friends. I'll definitely talk more about it then, but I'm in the middle of building it right now.
That's beautiful.
That's taken me to a whole world of marketing teams and just different departments and having to interact with all these people on email and all that stuff. And then I definitely want to get more into producing. That's nice. Huge priority. My dream project actually is one of them is I'd like to make a half-hour show about what my life was growing up playing that character.
Ooh, that'd be dope. I like that already.
I don't want to do a traditional reboot. I don't think anybody wants to see me put on suspenders again unless I do it on SNL. If I do it on if Lorne Michaels were to ever call me, I would do it in a heartbeat. Yeah. But I just feel like that's the only platform where I would do it because we live in a different world now. It's a meme world. It's an Instagram world. I'm not trying to have this great work that I did in the 90s become a Jordan meme for myself today in 2021.
No.
For sure.
So I don't want to take myself seriously as the character, but I think there's a lot of really fun to be had with the legacy of the character.
Yeah.
And that's where my head is.
That's so cool, man. How many years ago was that? Was that really 30 years ago?
Yeah, dog. It was. We did the
Close.
show. We did a show from '89 to '98.
That's right, because you were on the Arsenio Hall show promoting that.
Oh, I used to go on Arsenio all the time.
Wow.
So like it did. Like that would actually be one of the episodes, because I used to go on Arsenio all the time, and I met Shaq actually at Arsenio Hall for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And he peed and he didn't close the door, and he was like listening to a horse.
It sounded like a waterfall at Caesar's Palace.
It sounded like a water buffalo in the middle of the road on safari, and it's like, we just have to wait. We just have to wait.
Yeah, where it just slowly turned into a puddle. It was a mass. It was a mass.
I've got some great stories, man, of when I was a kid and who I met, and gambling with Mike Tyson backstage at Arsenio Hall, and it was just awesome stuff. And I think it'd make a great show.
Yeah, you should definitely write the book. Is that coming?
We'll see. One of the two will happen first. Unfortunately, people don't like to read as much as they like to watch. So we'll see.
Really? I think a Jaleel White book would be an incredible book, and that would be
all right.
one
Well,
of
put the
those
damn
things
poll up and let people decide that. You got it.
There you go.
Done. Let's do it. I guarantee it's going to be a huge, overwhelming response, motherfucker. It's going to be huge.
Do they want to see the book, or do they want to see the show?
Both. They want the book, and then they want that shit to come to life. They want it to come to life. They definitely want to see chapter 8, which is I Love Nicotine.
I love nicotine. Look at Mr. Callback here.
That episode is going to be fantastic.
Right?
Nicotine. Nicotine. Dude, I can't wait to see that guy. I'm playing that guy. I'm going to play the police officer that says
police officer that checked my balls and took out my rosin pen.
What do you want your daughter to do? Is it anything? Just go to school, go to college. Is that even a thing? Because I can give two fucks about school. I know my son is creative. I know my son's creative. And as long as he stays creative, dad's happy.
One thing that does annoy me a bit, though, are people who feel almost entitled to say that she should do some type of reboot about my with the show. That one gets on my nerves. That one actually is like, I find irritating. I would never.
That is irritating because we don't even know what she wants.
Yeah, exactly.
What does she want?
And so it's like, you know, she loves dance. She's definitely got a corporate side to her personality. She's a feisty negotiator over everything.
Yeah.
You know, what I want her to do is I want her to not need for much, and I want her to help a lot of people.
Nice. I love that.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Would you, and since you were a child actor yourself, I don't even know how old you were when you played that character. Like how old were you? You were definitely 12 years old. You were 12 when you did that?
12 to 21.
Did you create that character, or was that the studio that created that?
No.
Did you come into the audition with that character?
Yeah, no, I came into, that's what I said. Like, you would love the show, bro. That's the whole pilot episode. Like, I don't even want to tell you. I'm like, yeah.
That's brilliant, Jaleel. That's really cool, bro.
That's
really cool. We won't know. We don't have to talk about that part, but that's pretty amazing that you came up with that at 12 years old. That's pretty amazing.
It was. I will say this as a note. It was a black kid impersonating white people, and so everybody thought it was original.
Wow.
My inspiration.
But you came up with that. You did.
Yeah. No, I basically was trying to do Ed Grimley and Pee Wee Herman, some kind of hybrid of it. And and then but again, because you're African American, nobody thinks those are your inspirations. And one thing that I did do on the audition was I walked in as the character and I walked out as the character. I really wanted the job because I had braces, and my agent was upset with my mom because she put braces on a black kid in 1989. So that means he's not going to work. And so playing the character of a nerd, I was like, wait a minute, hey, I can get this job. And I had a standing policy with my parents that whenever I booked a job, I could go to the toy store and I could buy whatever I wanted. And it was actually brilliant when you think about it, because back then, even if you went to Fedco or Circuit City or, you know, Toys R Us, and you pointed to the top shelf, you were talking like what, $299 or something like that for whatever the heck you wanted. And, you know, I was probably going to make, you know, $10,000 to $12,000 on freaking paying residuals. So it was brilliant manipulation where the money was going straight to a trust, but the kid thought we were getting what we wanted. So I wanted the job badly. I got the job. I think I probably ended up going to Fedco and getting some damn Sega Genesis games. I think I got Lakers versus Celtics or Lakers versus Bulls, one of the two, because I booked the job. And I was a kid about it. My mom never even told me how much money I made until I was 15 years old. I think I did about 60 to 70 episodes before I even knew how much I made.
Wow.
So dope, man. That's so dope.
This is why you got to have a book, Jaleel.
The show.
The book will give you the show. The book will give you the show. But the details can't be explained in the show. This is too much. Whose phone is that? Is that yours, Andre?
That's Andre.
It's Andre.
Doing what?
It's Andre. Andre, you're the oldest. You're the oldest man on the internet. Stop being old, bro.
It's all silent. It's all silent.
Fucking asshole. No, it's not. Jaleel, the details of your life is just amazing, man. I'd love to hear more of that. Were you really that business savvy at that age, or is this something that you're talking now because you understood the game? Now that you understand the game, did you really have that type of business sense at that age?
For my age, I think I was pretty smart, but looking back on it, I was still dumb as hell. Yeah. You know, I mean, when I look back at, and the other thing too is, even as I indict myself like that, I got to let up off the gas a little bit. Life was different then, Jo Koy. Like it just was. You know, you didn't.
I was with you. I was with you at the same age.
If you were on television, or if even you were somebody like yourself, you know, you didn't imagine that you could be in movies, that you could be the star of a film. You know, it was like there were very few people back then who attacked the game with the mindset of becoming this iconic person or figure or actor. Yeah. Like there were a handful of people that were rocking like that. You were Spike, Denzel, Bill Cosby, or Eddie Murphy, and everybody else was just everybody else.
That's true.
And so this idea of everybody being on Instagram now, or thinking that they have a following or an audience or a platform, you just didn't think that way. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't know I was famous until I got off a plane somewhere. That's when I knew I was famous. I didn't have, you know, if Jaleel in 1989 with Instagram would have had 10 million followers.
You would have had 100.
Way more.
Yeah, you would have had 100 million. No, you really would have, because you were everywhere, man. You literally were everywhere. You were loved everywhere. And I know I'm speaking for you, but I want you to know that I'm speaking from the outside. You know what I mean? Like, this is what I viewed from the outside. And that 88 through about 95 was this movement in Hollywood, a black movement, a very like anticipated movement, and also a very appreciated movement by every culture. Everyone was surprised about the talent that was coming out. You know, Def Jam came out. Robert Townsend came out. You know, the Spike Lee was on another level. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how many people. Public Enemy was huge. Like, there was just this movement, and now there was this new face in Hollywood. And what I mean by face was like people like Jaleel and, like, you know, all the other shows that were starting to come up in Living Color. Martin Lawrence.
Living Color was huge.
In Living Color changed culture. It wasn't about comedy. It was about but see, that's why I try and explain to these kids today. It's like, back then, yes, it's fun to watch in the reruns. But what it meant to someone like me or someone like Andre, it meant the world, because we're not watching what Hollywood wants you to watch. Now we're actually hearing about other cultures, hearing other styles of comedy, seeing other styles and voices. And that's what that was. That's what it was. It was more than comedy.
I remember playing basketball with George Clooney on the lot at Warner Brothers, which I used to do all the time. And, you know, it sounds like a big deal in retrospect, but at the time it was just like, our stages were across from each other and we shared a hoop and we would always be out there.
Yeah.
And I remember when he got, he did the Peacemaker, and he was and he was going to be in the next Batman. And I was asking, I was like, so you're gonna stop doing the show? And he was like, oh yeah, no, I got what I wanted out of it. Like, when my contract's up, I'm just not gonna renew. And then I was just like, oh, you're gonna hit him for a lot of money. And he was just like, no renegotiation. When my contract is up, and so when I look back at somebody even like George, you know, he was a grown man talking to a teenager. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So he had a different perspective on what to do in the business and how to move. So even in my mind, I'm like, why would you leave VR, man? That's like the coolest show and everybody loves it. And he's like, oh no, see, you don't understand, young man. In Hollywood, the captain has to be the first one off the ship.
Tweet that out.
Right.
Tweet that. That's wow. That was that's,
right. So you know, he was also the first person to go from being a television star to being a legit movie star.
Yeah.
In our day, they used to tell you to your face, if people can see you for free, why would they pay to see you in a movie theater? You would hear this all the time. And so once you heard it from enough influential people, you didn't even have the aspiration to be a movie star anymore, unless you had a forward-thinking brain and you had been through some stuff in life to know that these people were just naysayers and they didn't know what they were talking about. So the two people that made that jump possible were George Clooney and Will Smith. And they were thinking differently. I remember going to Will's first offices over on 3rd Street by the Beverly Center, and Will just sitting right there in the room. And he was like, oh no, we about to be a movie star. You'll see, we about to do it. And it was methodical and it was planned out. And it was done before everybody felt they had a right or the confidence to do it. So I always tell people, I'm like, whoever does something first, that business model can be replicated but never duplicated in terms of its equity and what it built. So I don't care who gets a shoe deal from here until the end of time. There's one dude that got a shoe deal that changed the damn game on 100%. Shoes, and that is Michael freaking Jordan, baby. Dollar for dollar, you can never match it.
Yeah, that's
you know
100%. 100%. And you know what's crazy that you came to that conclusion, because that's where you are as well, Jaleel. Like we all remember, and I think you just said it yourself, and I think subliminally or indirectly you told yourself this, but that's what that movement was. And I failed to say that about Michael Jordan, because it's not about the fucking shoes. You know, we got all these sneakerheads out right now, and they don't really know what that meant. Like, no one knows what it meant when Michael Jordan came out with those threes. When those threes came out, it didn't.
With the cement joints on the side.
Man.
Bro, and it was on the top shelf. I just got chills. I'm not even joking. I'm not even joking, because I remember, Dre, when I went to the Tacoma Mall and I caught the bus to go see these fucking shoes on the wall. And I remember looking up, because they put it on the top. They put it on the very top. Right. And just looking at it, I had to ask the guy if I could just see it. And he was like, yo, man, are you serious about what? Are you serious about getting them, bro? I'm like, yo, let me just see him. And I remember him grabbing them and just holding it. And then, Dre, I remember looking in at the tag, and it said $115. Yeah. And I'm like, they ain't never gonna sell these.
That was rough,
right? That might roll the $1,000
sell these fucking things.
Such a big deal to get
your
parents to spend $100
on
shoes
on shoes.
They were not having it.
Everything.
It was a movement. It was a culture shift. It was a new meaning for Black people. You know what I mean? Like, it was giving Black people like that like, oh shit, there's opportunity for us now. Right. Michael opened the door. And the same thing with you, Jaleel. You were part of that movement. You were indirectly attached to that movement because you inspired other actors to be like, yo, I can do this. I can be that. I know it's weird. It's just me on the outside looking in, man. Like, that's how I felt about that.
If I can add to that real quick, I think it's the power of being in somebody's living room every week, right? Yeah, man. Yep. And they weren't seeing that from us in a positive light, at least, before that. You know what I mean? Before that era where you came along. So I think that's what kind of changed the whole.
Something definitely happened special between 90 and 95, just like Jo Koy hit the nail on the head, though. But I will say this, and Dre, you'll be able to identify with this. the sneakerhead thing is funny to me because
real funny to me.
When I went to school, I remember even back when I was in junior high school, there was like me and this other kid. It was always a race kind of to see who was going to get the Jordans first.
Mm-hmm.
And the other kid was this dorky Jewish dude who didn't play any ball. And so everybody used to like to get in my face and be like, oh, you see, he got the new Jordans. And I never cared really because I was like, it's not a real race because he can't hoop.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, back in the day, if you rock Jordans and you couldn't hoop, like, you got clout for that.
Yeah,
right? Man.
You know
yeah.
Like the only people who could wear Jordans and couldn't hoop were girls. If a girl wanted to wear some Jordans, then she would just fly because she had some Jordans on. But if a dude was wearing Jordans, some fly-ass shoes, stepping on the court to play ball in these shits, bro, you better have some game. You better have some game. And now you get all these corny-ass kids, dog, that don't know they left foot from their right foot, wearing Jordan after Jordan. I'm like, this shit is crazy, man.
That's so funny.
Don't you remember?
That is. It's different.
Don't you remember you would hoop in your old ones and then you would rock the new ones.
Yeah.
That was always our motto. It was 100%. And this was my motto. You ready for this one? One to rock, one to stop. Yo,
that's it.
That's how you lived your life with these shoes, man. Like, I remember I played in my fours. No, my fives. I played in my fives, and the toe was ripping up in the front. And I was like, yo, you got them broke-ass Jordans on. I'm like, you want to go home, motherfucker? Because I got another pair.
Yeah.
I go outside and play it.
I got my hoop J's and then I got my rock J's.
Yeah.
Right,
This is
exactly.
I can afford to rip these shits up. I got the other ones at home. That's so true, man.
That's real, man.
That's so true, man. But that's your legacy, bro. Like you're part of that culture, man.
I love being a part of it.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing.
I love being a part
Robert
of it,
Townsend,
man.
Partners in Crime, Def Comedy Jam. You know what I mean? TGIF Fridays. Like that's not like, it's not just a fucking TV show. It was a movement. It was a shift.
It was a cultural shift. Yeah, for sure.
It was a generation thing. And if it wasn't for you guys, half these motherfuckers won't be doing what they're doing. Because you opened the door. You opened the door with braces on.
I love you saying it, man. I appreciate it. I just like to be a historian about it. It's fun for me to look back on it almost as an out-of-body experience. Yeah. But I just feel like the reason why I want to do the show the way I want to do it, where I tell it, with another kid playing Jaleel White, playing Steve Urkel, not That's just, so and the reason why I want to do it is because, and I think people will be able to resonate it when I say this right now, that era of life was life before smartphones.
Mm.
And I don't want to see Family Matters touched by life after smartphones.
Yeah.
And I didn't say cell phones. Notice I didn't say cell phone.
Yeah.
I had the big, I had the Nokia and the big fat Motorola.
Yeah.
I had, because those were my mom's leashes for me. But with the big giant battery on the back of the gray Motorola, I had all them joints. But yeah, I had an answering machine that blinked with the little light in my bedroom when I was 14 years old. And when you came home and you looked forward to that answering machine, because if that joint was blinking, that means a girl might have called you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
it's like, I want to tell those stories so badly because I feel like if I tell that story, I might have a chance of making some type of content where my daughter can laugh at what our generation went through and families could finally watch it together again. Yeah. And these executives don't really understand at all that if you keep everything current, you're going to lose the older people.
Yeah.
But right now, because of COVID, if you set things in the 90s and you let this generation enjoy the glory of the 90s, I think you get everybody to sit down.
Yeah, man. Yeah. That's so true.
Yeah, it's real.
You know what's crazy too, Jaleel, is we live in a time where, the seasons aren't anticipated. You know what I mean? We couldn't wait for the return of TGIF. We couldn't wait for next week's episode, especially when you did it to be continued. You're like, motherfucker. Yeah. Like we couldn't wait for next week. Now they just drop seasons. You know what I mean? That's the thing now. Binge watch is a big thing now.
And not only that, longevity isn't, where our generation does not want to see 9 seasons. They want to hurry up and see it. Give us 3 seasons max, maybe.
Right. We'll knock it out in the weekend.
Let's knock it out in the weekend. But it's just like 9 seasons, bro. You did 9 seasons. Like, will we ever get to that again? I don't know, man. It's a different time, and I wish it would go back to that because I enjoyed that. I loved growing up to that shit. I loved being like, yo, it's coming to an end. Shit, there's a new chapter in my life now. You know what I mean?
I know.
You know what I mean? It's like, damn.
Right.
What do you mean there's no more TGIF? What the fuck? What am I supposed to do? So,
well, he just said, like, from 89 to 98. Imagine how many changes you had in your life from that point to that point, right?
Oh my gosh, dog.
Yeah.
It's monumental. If I even did the show, I'm not even sure I would go all the way to 98 because then it gets, I'm a young man. It gets different.
Yeah.
I think I got to cut it off. I think I got to cut it off after my freshman year of college.
Yeah. Because your sophomore year in college was like, I got too many bitches in my green room. Where the fuck is my weed? I can't read my lines without my fucking weed.
Now we'll say that though, Jo Koy, for real. I didn't really.
If I have to hug another motherfucker for weed, I just did this shit in Colombia, motherfucker.
I didn't smoke till my mid-30s, man.
That's
I didn't
good.
even smoke.
Good.
I never touched it, and my mom scared the living daylights out of me. And now, even when I look back on it, my mom scared me because she made me feel like everybody was gonna sue me. Yeah. So I didn't. I remember Gabrielle. Good. I remember Gabrielle Union. I went to college with Gabrielle Union at UCLA, and I remember she clowned me one time in a social setting, and she was like, "I remember in college, Jaleel invited us all over to his apartment to play Monopoly." And I'm like, okay. And she was like, when we got there, had no liquor here, had no weed here. I'm like, you want to play Monopoly?
That's funny. That's really funny. Gabrielle said that?
Yeah, I'm just like, damn, you corrupted.
You corrupted.
Nah, it's all love with Gabby, but Gabby go hard though, man. I was just like, I was so innocent, to be quite honest. It was like the idea of inviting people over to my crib and supplying them liquor and weed. Oh my gosh, that was like my mom had just buried that thought in my head. That is lawsuit city. Everybody's suing me.
That's so funny. Is your daughter associating with other people that you came up with in the game, like their kids? No?
Got her own plugs.
Oh, really? That's funny.
My daughter friends rich, man. I drive my daughter to big ass gates, and they just basically like, you can let the kid off there. Oh, okay, that's great. Let me know when you're done with her.
That's funny. My son's got those, like people that I came up with in the game, and now all of a sudden it's like my son's best friends with that person's
kid. Person's
and
kid.
It's so weird. It's like, like life is really coming full circle now.
Oh yeah,
so it's crazy. It's like, I used to watch Joe Torre host Def Jam, and now his son is spending a night at my house in Vegas. Like, what the fuck is life? Like, this is such a crazy thing right now.
Yep.
So it's fun to get old and see this shit, but god damn it. What a constant reminder. Fuck me, man. Jaleel, how old are you, bro?
I am 43.
Damn, dude. Young man. All this history, and you're fucking 43, bro.
Right?
My knees went out last night. I played 6 games of basketball with my son, and I had to take a timeout because I had 2 knee braces on that weren't working.
Oh, shit. You ain't stopped yet? You better get that email, homeboy, out your spam. Get that email.
That shit is so funny. Man, I started a Jo Koy team, and I put Andre on the team. When that motherfucker missed a 3, I'm like, you old motherfucker. Get 1989 Dre back.
I'm trying to shoot buckets on a yacht now, man. I'm not
there you go.
That's about it. I used to do wild shit and pull up in Cuba and stuff in Greece and play the local kids and beat them down. And I'm like, just pull up on parks and play at West 4th Street in New York. And those days are done, man. I ain't got nothing to prove to anybody under 30, man.
Right?
That's awesome, man.
They can have it, huh?
If you don't own property, I can't compete with you.
That's real.
That's real, bro.
That's real shit.
Man, you're a beautiful man, Jaleel. I really appreciate everything you've done for the culture. I love everything that you've done in Hollywood, and you're a great father, and it shows, man.
Thank you, Cat Daddy. Thank
you. More success, and I can't wait to see at least 2 or 3 out of the 4 movies that you do a year. Humble brag.
I won't be mad if you only watch for 10 minutes, but your lady watches the whole thing through.
All right. That's amazing, man.
I know the difference between a Matrix sequel and a friggin' a detective movie on Lifetime. one keeps your kids with medical insurance. The other one keeps you cool with The Rock.
That's great. Jaleel, you're inspirational, man. Thank you for your movement, and thank you for continued success, bro. We love you, man.
Thank you, bro.
Your character is dope. And I mean character as in a person, man. You're Jaleel White. You're everything that everyone thinks you are. And that's a blessing, man. You know what I mean? I love you, bro. That smile is real. Say hi to your daughter. Put that sandwich in your mouth and continue eating, bro. Success. You're single, bro. Eat that sandwich, bro.
Dre, and you can give him shit because I remembered you from Linwood. So, you know.
That's right, brother. Appreciate you, man.
I love you, Jaleel. Thank you, man.
All right, boy.
God bless, bro. Let's go.